Jackson's assistant chief of police is now out of a job. Today, Wendell Watts confirmed to 3 on Your Side that Chief Rochelle Brackney fired him as assistant police chief. Watts served as assistant chief since 2023 after being brought back to the department by former chief Joseph Wade. Before returning to JPD, Watts was Gluckstadt's first police chief. JPD has not responded to our request for comment. Watts did not know who would replace him.